Why yes, this is a totally different TWISTEM episode. Can't you see I'm totally wearing a different shirt and everything? Effort. Welcome back to the STEM News. I'm Steph, and yes, I know this is my second TWISTEM video of the day, but there was so much really awesome STEM news this week that I felt like it would be negligent to cut any of it out. So rather than do that, I just filmed 2 videos. So if you're a space enthusiast like myself, feel free to check out a special edition of TWISTEM that focuses on all really awesome things that happened this week in space STEM news. And if you click this annotation right about now, it will take you over to that video and you can check that out. So with that, here's what happened in non-space news this week in STEM. Our first story of the week deals with really super awesome 3D printing news. 3 baby boys with life-threatening respiratory issues are now breathing much easier thanks to a 3D printed implant. Our story starts back when the boys were 3, 5, and 16 months old. All 3 of the boys suffered from a respiratory disorder known as tracheobronchomalacia, which impacts about 1 in 2,000 children around the world. This disorder causes the windpipe to collapse regularly, making breathing incredibly difficult. Unfortunately, there's no known cure for this disorder, and the boys were spending all of their time in the ICU under heavy sedation with breathing tubes in their necks. At this point, things were looking grim, and their life expectancy was only from a few days to a few weeks. That is until some super awesome science superheroes swooped in and saved the day. I can't believe I got that whole sentence out on the first take with that many S's. These science superheroes developed this implant. The implant is made out of a 4D biomaterial that wraps around the windpipe and keeps the surrounding muscle from compressing it and crushing it. The material used is very special because it allows the item printed to change shape even after it's done printing. This is very important for a medical implant going into a child since the child will be growing. Since the implant can change shape, the kids can't outgrow it. This technique is so new that researchers actually had to get special permission from the FDA to try this out. Using CT scans, the researchers were able to customize the fit for each one of the implants for all 3 boys. Over time, the implant will eventually dissolve harmlessly in the boys' bodies. This is perfectly fine because by the time that the implant dissolves fully, the boys' bronchi will have doubled in size and they'll be able to survive on their own without the implant. Now this happened a while ago. The boys are now 17 months, 2.5 years, and 3 years old, but no major complications have emerged, so it's looking very promising. The researchers responsible for the implant design have filed a patent, and the hope is that this kind of technology could be used to help with heart, muscle, bone, or even gut disorders in the future. So in the medical fight for good versus evil, science wins this round. Our next story deals with something that pretty much came right out of Big Hero 6. Student researchers at Stanford's Biomimetics and Dexterous Manipulation Laboratory had developed a tiny army of very strong microbots known as microtugs. The secret behind their super strength lies in the grip of steel housed in their teeny tiny little feet, which mimic the design of gecko feet or ant feet. Miniature rubber spikes in the bottom of the robot's feet allow them to have their super strong grip up until they decide to detach the foot and move it. So how strong are these guys exactly?
During demonstrations this week, the 20 milligram robot was able to haul 500 milligrams, the 9 gram or about 1/3 of a pound robot was able to haul a little over 1 kilogram, and the 12 gram robot shown here was able to haul 24 kilograms, which is 2,000 times its weight.
To put this into perspective proportionally, if the robot was the size of a human, it would be capable of hauling around a blue whale. It would also probably get in your face a lot and chest bump you and ask you, "Do you even lift, bro?" all the time. "Which way to the beach? Is it that way or that way? I got a blue whale to haul around, bro. Let's go." Dude, bro, robots. That's terrifying. I think I just made my robots into characters off of Jersey Shore. The students are hoping to scale up the size of the robot so that they could carry even more immense loads. And the applications are endless. They could be used in warehouses, construction sites, or even on the battlefield to haul really heavy equipment. Yeah, this is great and all, but when do I get Baymax? Okay, I really want Baymax to hang out with. I think he was awesome. La. Also, don't lie. You cried when Tadashi died. You did. Own it. Moving on to biology news, for any of you identical twins out there that were plotting the perfect crime, please hold on until you hear the story and then reconsider. Researchers have come up with a way to differentiate between the DNA of identical twins by examining the effects of environmental factors on the DNA. Environmental factors frequently cause chemicals that are part of the methyl group to bond to DNA, and it was these chemicals that provided the key to differentiating between the DNA. Researchers took cheek swabs from 5 different sets of identical twins, extracted out the DNA, and then identified where the methyl chemical had bonded to the DNA. Using this data, researchers calculated the melting point of the DNA. Wait a minute, DNA melts? That's a thing? And they found that the methylation alters the melting point of the DNA just enough so that you can differentiate between the DNA samples of each twin. Now, this technique isn't foolproof. If the twins are very, very young and haven't experienced many environmental factors, or if they've grown up in similar environments for all of their lives, the technique may not work. But still, if you are an identical twin and you were thinking about plotting some sort of elaborate murder scheme in the next little bit and blaming it on your sibling, I would reconsider. Yeah, definitely. Our final story of the week deals with one of my favorite topics, sci-fi tech! Keep your day job, Evans. Ugh. No matter if it's a phaser or a blaster, every good sci-fi TV show or film has some sort of electrical energy weapon. And now the Army is developing one of their own. Well, sort of. The new weapon, designed by James Burke of the Armament Research Development and Engineering Center, not so much vaporizes your enemies as disables their electronics. While this may not sound like a big deal, consider the weapons used in the field today. Disabling Bluetooth or cell phone triggered IEDs would provide a huge tactical advantage and save a ton of soldiers' lives. Rather than designing a brand new weapon for soldiers to haul around, Burke modified the existing M4 rifle that soldiers carry. The new and improved M4s, or Burke's Pulsar as they are so creatively named, capture energy when the bullets are fired out of the gun. Using a process called the piezoelectric effect, the explosive energy from the weapon is converted into electrical energy pulses. These pulses can then be used to disable enemy electronics. One big selling point of this weapon is that it is super cheap to produce, coming in at less than $1,000 a pop when it's being mass produced. Currently, the weapon is undergoing testing with a variety of electronics to see how effective it is. While the test details are mostly classified, Burke has said that the results have been, quote, promising. I only request that once we arm our soldiers with these, can we please make sure that they'll hit the broadside of a barn? Yeah, I'm looking at you, failboat. Alright, well that's it for that story. So what deep and philosophical question of the day do I want to present to you guys? I've got it. A Star Wars Stormtrooper and a Star Trek red shirt meet on the battlefield. The Stormtrooper fires at the red shirt. What happens? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you don't understand that question, do some Google searching. You'll figure it out. So that's it for this weekend STEM, guys. I hope you enjoyed the second episode, but this will not be a regular thing because I am going to be up so late editing these. But yay, it was really fun to do, and I love doing the research, so I don't particularly mind. If you're all about your sciencey stuff and you like getting your geek on, feel free to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you get to see this smiling female-ish face once a week talking to you about sciencey stuff. If you want to check out any of the stories that I covered today, I will include links to those in the description down below, along with links to all of my social media, so feel free to check that out. Don't forget, if you find any really awesome STEM news stories throughout the week, feel free to tweet them at me at StephEvs43 on Twitter using the hashtag TWISTEM, and they just might wind up in next week's video. Also, look out for a video on Wednesday. I have my first unboxing video ever, yay, that I will be filming tomorrow and uploading on Wednesday, so keep an eye out for that. With that, that's all I have, guys, so go forth, have a wonderful week, and I will see you on Wednesday. Thank you, super loud truck. Yes, we know. You are compensating for something with your super loud motor. Good job. Tracheo Bronco Malaysia. Yappy dog. All three of them suffered from a severe form of tracheo Bronco Malaysia. I got this. All three of them suffered from a respiratory disorder known as stop saying trank. It's not a tranquilizer, it's trach. The first one went really well, but this one's not going so well because my brain is just shutting down. Yeah! All three of the boys suffered from a respiratory disorder called tracheo Bronco Malaysia. Students at Stanford's biomimetics and biomimetics and dexterous manipulation. Biomimetics and dexterous manipulation. That is a mouthful. Good Lord, Stanford. Dexterous manipulation. I forgot it and I had it. Miniature rubber spikes in the bottom of their feet. Different environmental factors and God, that sounds like that character off of, what was it? The Wild Thornberries. I don't remember his name. I just remember it goes all the time. I don't remember. It was weird. God, this is taking a turn. The new and improved M4s, or Burke. The new and improved M4s, or Burke's Pulsar, that shouldn't be so hard. The new and improved M4s, or Burke's Pulsar. The new and improved M4s, or I can't get it! The new and improved M4s. I should probably put my hands up so you can't see how bad I'm getting. The new and improved M4s, or Burke's. The new and improved M4s, or The new and improved M4s, or Burke's Pulsar, as it is so creatively named, capture the energy that is